Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnek here. I'm here live for the double header, which is on Sunday night, May the 1st, of course, and that's between Delhi Capitals that are still outside the top four in the top six against Lucknow Super Giants, who are actually in the top four and could well cement that by winning tonight. Of course, that's Richard Punt versus the likes of KL Rahul being captains of both those sides. That's followed later on in the night by a game that perhaps you might argue has less impact. That is, of course, Chennai Super Kings playing Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Sunrisers Hyderabad are in the top four, but Chennai Super Kings are certainly not. Again, now MS Dhoni now has been returned to the captaincy in place of course, Jadeja, and that will mean that hopefully Kohli will take force. Delhi favourite today. I think Himanshu Rahul is right. Delhi should be. If they can win the next two games, they can put themselves in the top four, which is pretty significant. So, of course, the second match, we have now MS Dhoni returned to the captaincy of CSK, which will be a good thing to end the season with, against a team that has surprised me. They've won quite a few games despite being a lesser batting lineup, but a better bowling lineup. They've got another Rajan, they've got quite a Marco Jensen. So Sunrise Hyderabad with Williamson as the captain has been able to reach the top four and could well cement that position as well. So there we have it. And we'll go about banners, creating banners here today. Double header. I'm going to put double header. I haven't invited anyone to the show, guys, because I made a last-minute decision to join this show. So I'll have to go about inviting some people here. Double header Sunday with Delhi v. Of course, Delhi versus who's Delhi playing? Of course, they're playing. Oh my God, I've forgotten who's Delhi playing. Delhi's playing Lucknow. The word luck certainly does help. That's which is match. What's that? Match 45, and then the next match to follow is match 46, which is of course Sunrisers. I'm going to put this on a minute, guys. Sunrisers Hyderabad, who I never really. Oops, hello. Where'd they go? Did I lose that? I think I did. I'll have to repeat that. So, double header. I think I could spell, but I can't. Double header Sunday. We had a double header Saturday. So we should have more double headers. We should have nothing but double headers, in my opinion. Double header Sunday with, of course, match 45. I'm trying to type as we speak. Match 45. Again, it's Delhi. Some people say Delhi, but it certainly isn't Delhi. Versus Lucknow. I love the name Lucknow. I think there's a lot to be said about that name. I'll see if I can put that in lowercase. And then match 46 will follow, which will of course be, as we said earlier, Sunrisers, which is its brand, not Sunriders, but Sunrisers Hyderabad v Chennai. We're going to quickly see who won the tosses there too. Should be just about ready there. Super Kings. There we have it. There we have it. Double header Sunday. Match 45 Delhi versus Lucknow. Match 46 Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Chennai Super Kings. There we have it. So let's go back to the comments. If Aussie's not picked Tim and David in the T20 World Cup, biggest mistake ever made. Well, perhaps Stephen Daniel Sam should be selected. Let's have a look. We've got IPL. So Lucknow Super Giants look like they have actually what's happened here? Lucknow Super Giants, are they on the toss? Let's have a look. Let's see what they want the toss or not. I'm assuming they have. Okay, so Lucknow Super Giants. Super Giants have actually won the toss and elected to bat, thinking their bowling is good enough at the end to. Interesting, unless they're just testing the water. Who knows what they're doing? It's an interesting selection, so we'll try to get into this more. Summary is there. Rishabh Pant, it's a new wicket. We were double-minded so at the toss loss today. Our mantra has been staying positive. We are playing the same team. That's Delhi. The heat is not the only factor for the toss. Team preferences matter too. Unrich is much. It's coming off nicely at the practice and is getting it. So Rahul feels it's a good wicket. Their objective is to put a pass, score, and defend. He says the aim is to bat smart. People can repeat mistakes and do it unintentionally. The batters have accepted. I wish misses out for K. Gautam as he is coming back from an injury. Pitch looking dry. The left-handers in the opposition led the decision. So there we have it. So no changes to Delhi capital side. The one change to Lucknow being, of course, as I said, Avesh, the bowler, missing out to K. Gautam. So that's the word of the day. So what photos we've got available there, or videos, in fact. I mean, to me, Delhi Capitals are a better side than where their position is have at the moment. They have a couple of wins now. Then that puts them back in a situation where they will, in fact, be virtually top of the table. So, well, not top of the table, but in the top four at least, which is, effectively a position of some strength. And that'll be obviously to their advantage. I played a video of Robert Key, actually. You may not have seen. So with Lucknow Super Giants winning the toss, so he wants to be Super Giants or Super Kings. That would be Kings and Giants. I would have thought that would be big enough. So let's have a look here. I'll post away. To me, Delhi's unchanged side says something strong about their performance. They certainly deserve to be in the position of that power. So we've got the live video going on right now as we speak. Deserve to be. And I'm going to click away. I'm going to put that to our share column. Watch live. It's a great contest. Any doubleheader is a great day to me, to my way of thinking. An IPL doubleheader is the way every game should be. In my opinion, there should be all doubleheaders. As I've said many a time before, I don't think we're utilising the time as well as we should. We should actually have this as a so-called doubleheader on a regular occasion. I'm just going to copy this to Twitter. I'll send this over to my Twitter account. Although I've never been really a big Twitter person. I'm not a huge fan of Twitter. But Twitter's now been sent. I'm more of a YouTube person and Instagram to an extent. And I do like my Facebook, but that's probably a bit of an old-fashioned way of doing things these days. Jonah Allen is there. It just seems to be a lot of activity in the marketplace, obviously, with women's cricket. I'm going to hopefully have a lot to do with women's cricket. Breaking news: Tom Curran places unsuitable in Delhi Capitals. Well, hello. That's not what was said by And you have people saying that Lucknow Super Kings have made a big mistake batting first. I guess it's more or less testing the water. I can't see anything wrong with it. It could be an interesting little effort. I'm just going to just see whether I can grab. I've got that on the Facebook. It's there. We're going to go to the Instagram now. So look, at this stage, if it is true that Tom Curran's in, well, they're not losing out too much. He's quite a good player. Let's be honest. He's Tom Curran, that is, and he's had very little to do this period of time. So I wouldn't mind seeing Tom Curran play. I think he's a pretty good quality player. He's been underutilised by both his country. And I think that could well be addressed. Okay, so I'm just posting on both platforms. There we go. So let's just see this breaking news that you're talking about there, Himanshu. I'm not seeing it. Doesn't mean it doesn't. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Mosh ticks and Facebook are raging along. Let's have a look at whether there's been changes that have been mentioned here. Let's just have a look here. Summary. So looking at the Delhi Capital side, and you said that the Delhi Capital's team is as follows: Prithvi Shaw, Warner, Mitch Marsh, Punt, Lalit Yadav, Roveman Pal, who's done with Aksar Patel, Shailesh Thakur, Kuldeep Yadav, Mustafa Amin, and Chetan Sakaria. So I don't see where Delhi Capitals, or maybe that's the overall Delhi Capital squad rather than today's team. Okay, that might be the case. I'll grant you that. But yeah, it's not going to affect today's performance too much. As we can see, both sides are, as per the original discussion. Let's have a look. Let's just break it down a little bit. Lucknow's team has a very good opening partnership in KL Rahul and, of course, KL Rahul and Quinton de Kock. Deepak Hood has been pretty sound. Krunal Pandya is up and down. Stoinis is there. Bodoni, Holder, Motion Khan. Golfin, as we heard earlier, is coming in for Avish Khan. And Chamira is there with Ravi Bishnoi. They're both, the bowling Lucknow has been generally pretty good. So has Sunrise Hyderabad, they're coming on later. Delhi Capitals, Shaw, Warner, Marsh, Punt, Lalit Yadav, Roveman Pal, pretty strong bang on. Aksar Patel, Shailesh Thakur, great middle order batters, lower order batsmen. Kuldeep Yadav, obviously bowling well. Rahman bowling well, and Chetan Sakaria. So the Delhi side looks, in other words, pretty strong, I think. Let's just see how things pan out. I don't want to say too much about. So Quick Legends, 29,000 subscribers. Damn, you're growing rapidly. Thank you, Quick Legends. Well, 29,000 should be turned to 30,000, shouldn't it? So that's what I'd like to see. So with Lucknow's Super Giants winning, LSG, we'll call them, in play. Double header, of course. This is Sunday, the 1st of May in Australia. It's 1st of May in India. Match 45 between the Delhi Capitals, who I always thought was going to win last year, but they didn't, versing, of course, a pretty damn strong Lucknow Super Giants, who have done very well this year so far. Match 46 will be the SRH, the Sunrisers Hyderabad juggernaut. They've done very well versus a Chennai Super Kings team that probably have underwhelmed us somewhat, with now MS Dhoni returning to the captaincy over Jadeja. So there we have it. I'm going to see who. I haven't actually invited anyone to the show today. This has been very impromptu indeed. So let's just see who we can get. We're going to make a rather long show of this because we want to go into the actual performance itself. Let's take a look. I'm trying to eat some barbecue today. Any guests today? Quick legends. Well, I'm been a bit slack today. I didn't actually prepare that, so I'm going to do that now. Mosen Khan's floating around. I know that he's just come back from a trip to. To Sydney actually. So we've got the clip to the board now. I'll just simply go about inviting some people, see who we got. I had Chris Vernon on. I'll just invite Chris Vernon to see what he's doing. Let's just see. So I can forward this on to a few people. Let's see, I'll invite Nilakshi Sharma, lovely little Indian girl we've got, comes on, she's very good. Alan Mullally's there, Shapali, Gurkhardt Gill. See if he's got time. He'll say to me, Norman, you gave me no warning. And I'll say, you are right. Monty, Richard, Siddharth's now working quite heavily with Sports Today, which was a channel that obviously Boria Majunda was heavily involved with it once those got who else we got? Siddharth, Maz Sheikh, Naresh Moskani, Mosen Sheikh, Baram Irani. I'm not sure the Baram's running, moving from the Philippines to Indonesia, to Jakarta, which is quite a move. A life change for sure. I think you need to tell us more about what is actually going on there. Winnie's in Dubai as we speak. I'll give it one more. We can't have guests all the time, guys. I must, lay that down on Chloe Amanda Bailey. I'll see whether she's around. Tabasha's, yeah. Delhi, watch party might want to join. No, let's have a look. There we are. Got quite a few invites out there. We'll see what this one turns out. Okay. So Himanshu Rahel is saying that England versus Australia next Ashes, it's going to be a great Ashes, I think. Are you thinking about the one that'll be actually in England itself, that's in the middle of 23? Or are you talking about the one that's likely to be held after that in Australia, which is probably 24, 25? But I know that we've got it the next year, we'll have an Ashes in England, which I will be definitely there for. I was there the last one in 19, which was absolutely fantastic. Punch is my favourite aggressive player, it says. Prediction Cricket 999 commented. And Harry Chambaris is joining us. Harry, this is not Wednesday. You join us. Eat. Come back later. I'm doing another preview. Hello, Baram. Harry can't hear me.
Hi, Norman. How are you?
Harry, meet Baram.
What's wrong with your ear?
Hi, Harry.
Harry, come back later. Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Hello, you're live on my channel.
This one on the right.
You guys go back and eat. Come back later, Harry. Come back and eat later.
Where's Harry at? Harry's
Harry's in Brisbane. He's eating. Harry, come back later. See you later. I don't think Harry meant to come on.
People ask questions.
I think he's not aware of the logo.
Harry, we're live. I'll see you later. We're live. Ciao. Say hello. Say hello. He's gone. How are you, bro?
I'm fine, Norman. How are you?
Are you in Indonesia now?
No, I'm back in Philippines, but by month or next month I'll be in Philippines. I've been in Indonesia.
When will you be there? Next week? Did you say next week?
Mostly end of this month.
Right. Oh, that sounds exciting.
So are you following the points table on the IPL, Norman?
Yeah, this is a double header today. The fines table, or
No, but do you remember, like, before the IPL started, we had a show, and I think I named 4 teams and you named, I think your teams were three, same as mine, and one. But all of those teams are not in the top four.
yeah, well, that's true. But it's, look,
I
it
I
looks
think the list we were talking about the teams who would not qualify.
that's probably what we did do, didn't we?
Yeah, we,
The reality is that Lucknow and both Lucknow and of course Lucknow
Gujarat.
Super Giants and Gujarat Titans have both come out of the blue. Hardik Pandya's played out of his skin. KL Rahul's played really well as well, and the other team, Rajasthan Royals, with
Hyderabad. Even Hyderabad is surprised.
no,
They had a not so good start, but really came back very well.
but I still think they're going to fall. Delhi Capitals have an opportunity today. If they win today's match and the next match, they will enter the four, and they'll join
Okay.
Rajasthan Royals, Lucknow, and Gujarat. So that's
But
my
Gujarat and Lucknow looks through. Chennai and Mumbai are out for sure. So
and
two teams are in
Punjab.
for sure, and two
Punjab's
teams
out
are.
too.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Really, as you said, Gujarat and Lucknow look very much through, and Rajasthan certainly as well. Those three are pretty much through. It's only whether Sunrisers, Hyderabad, Delhi, and maybe RCB fight out the next position. Because Punjab's gone, Kolkata's gone. I'm sure that Chennai and Mumbai are both gone as well. So I think it'll be 3 teams playing for one spot.
And you are at 29,000 subscribers, Norman. So I think before the IPL you were at 20, right? So good growth.
No, it's going well. It's been fantastic. I brought up some of my friends. Did you see that? I've got 4 old mates of mine who I played cricket years ago. We've got ourselves something called the gig. Greeks, Italians, and Germans, and that's slowly getting there.
That's nice. That's nice.
So there was a comment here from Himanshu Rahela saying that Tom Curran replaces Anke Norje in Delhi Capitals. It's in the squad, not in today's team, but in the squad. We'll see how that figures. And he got Lucknow Super
And
Giants.
even this news of Dhoni coming back on captaincy, I don't know, is that a good thing, or
I think
why
it's
do
just too
this
late.
whole sham show in the first place then?
Well, I mean, look, I have a lot of respect for Jadeja, who thinks he's not doing well, to stop it. While he's got the humility to think, okay, it's not working, I'm getting out of that role. So I do appreciate that. And look, they're not going to win. They're out of the semi-finals, so I guess it's no big deal. So direct hit is said, how important is it for batters to go through the innings? We have seen RCB and PBKS fall, fail to touch 140, 150 due to batters not carrying on. I think he's very much right with guys like Josh Butler, Rahul, and ultimately Pandya batting through their innings. They're the 3 players who lead their sides, literally, including Samson. That's why those 3 teams are doing well. In the case of Sunrisers Hyderabad, it's not their batting that's winning through, it's their bowling. It's their bowling strength which has been the reason for them getting the semi-finals. But now Delhi have both Warner, Prithvi Shaw, and now Mitch Marsh. They need to get one of those 3 batters to last the innings. They've got to stay there all innings. And we'll see that very shortly, whether Delhi can do that.
But an all important question also, Norman, from this IPL that is now going, and what about the Indian T20 team? What do you feel will be
Oh, gee.
do you think Virat Kohli will be out?
No, I still don't think he's
What
out. No.
about the bowlers? Like, look at the show from both the spinners, Yuzvendra Chahal. But given the T20 World Cup in Australia, I don't think both of them would play, or maybe they will be in the team. They'll take one, right? But having
Yeah.
a bowler like Natarajan, and Natarajan is really doing well. Umesh Yadav was doing well initially. So where
And
do you
Umar
see the
Malik.
team dynamics?
Umar
What's your
Malik.
view? Umran
Umar
Malik, yeah, I
Malik.
forgot that he means. So immediately you have means I would see Bumrah. I would say is doing very well because batsmen are really like like he has not gone for runs. Bumrah, if you see that way, like batsmen are taking utmost care to make sure that we'll play out Bumrah and we'll hit the other bowlers. So that's the strategy that's going on. So it's not that Bumrah is doing means he's not in the wickets column because of that. But other than that, even Shami is performing very well. So at least
Oh, I
in the
think any,
bowling, India has a big dilemma. But in the batting, it is like it's the same thing like what's happening in the Test squad, like continuing with Pujara and Rane where they were not performing, and that's a similar problem that's going to happen with the batting now.
I agree. I agree totally. I think that Hardik Pandya might actually make his way back into this team. You've got to go on form. KL Rahul's batting well. Pandya's batting well. I mean, Shubman Gill, yeah, I'm not sure. If you'd have, but Kohli is still worthy of being there because he did score 58 the other night, and people were saying it was too slow.
But it was a too slow 50 normally. Yes,
Well,
okay. But
not really. I mean, well, they're getting very, very picky
for a
about.
opening batsman to score 58 runs or 51 balls in T20 cricket, that's slow.
Yeah, I think we're going to give some slack to Virat Kohli. I think thoughts on Arshdeep Singh is consistent. The death goes under the radar, and Mayank Agarwal is skipper. So, okay, I think Mayank Agarwal's done pretty well, but his team hasn't performed well. Punjab Kings have been fairly ordinary. In the case of Arshdeep Singh, he's a good bowler as well. India are blessed with lots of bowlers at the moment, that's for sure. But then you look at Australia, as what the director is saying. If Maxi and Livingston can hit well down the ground, why do they get out at important stages? Look, Glenn Maxwell's a match winner. You can't leave him out of a team. I think he's an absolute. I still rank him as one of the best T20 players in the world. Lost your volume.
Yeah, Norman, I could not hear you. Can you repeat?
I just said that Glenn Maxwell is still, in my opinion, one of the best T20 players in the world, and Australia have to pick him. Livingston for England's another one who was another player of that type.
If you ask me, like today's time, T20 has become such a game that you really need to go on current form, Norman. Like you have to look at batsman like what has he done in the last 3 or 6 months maximum. Don't look at what was done 2 years back or 4 years back or 6 years back. Like take example of Carlos Braithwaite. Remember the finals of the T20, and then after that he was out like completely. Yeah. So that's just a small example I'm giving, but given the way the T20 matches are happening, the leagues are happening, I think you really need to go on a last 3 month or 6 month form and select a team, not on past laurels. If you ask me that, like India, like BCCI should take a chance and really do that. Like have a team, have the top 5 bowlers who are there in the IPL, and have the top 5 batsmen who are there, and make a team, and let's see, why not experiment? What's
I think India's got a real. I mean, our guys on our show the other day said we talked about India. They should be getting every World Cup. They've got such depth. But what their major problem is, and it goes against what you said a little bit, they need to settle a team. They need to have a settled understanding of some of the players. They need to work out. Obviously, Rohit Sharma's not in great form, but he'll be there. KL Rahul has to be there. He's in sensational, consistent form. They need to have Rishabh Pant still needs to be there. But Kohli, I understand your point. But see, Hardik Pandya has played himself back.
Yeah, but I'm even having question marks now on Rohit Sharma. Like sorry to say that, but having big question marks over there also.
Yeah, but he's
like
not going
having an opening batsman who's unable to score and using him for a such a big event. That is, it's doesn't make me comfortable. That's what I'm trying to say, Norman.
Yeah, I'm not so much against them because I just think that you've got to have. They're not going to change Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul and probably Kohli because of the fact that they've been ordained as the captain. The same with, you could argue the same with Aaron Finch. Aaron Finch is also people saying get rid of him, but he won a World Cup last year. You just can't do that. You have to keep stability, even though they may not be necessarily playing their best.
See, basically, what I'm trying to say that in your batsmen, you need 2 or maybe even 3 batsmen who are in stellar form. At least 1 opener, 1 middle, and 1 hiddle. You need that them to be in a stellar form. You cannot have a team where major of your batsmen are not in form, and even the bowlers, you will need to have at least 3 bowlers who are very good, or T20 specialists. India have that, but unfortunately they are not using it. Like Umran Malik, Natarajan, Harshal Patel to an extent, Arshdeep also.
Yeah, but look, I agree, but you've got to be careful not to. This is going to be a perennial problem for India because their expectations are so high about their delivery, and they're not always going to perform.
Now, see, if you see this comment from Direct Hit, honestly, I'm tired of hearing this comment. Like form is temporary, class is permanent. But like, if you see with Virat Kohli, it's been 3 years now. Now, what is your definition? What is the definition of temporary? You get my point? Like,
No, I know,
what?
I do get that, but look, I'm just looking at the score. The Cox just hit a 4 off Mustafa Rahman, and he's batting with KL Rahul. Pretty good opening partnership for opening partners. Lucknow got there certainly. Look, but okay, but Beram, you can't change captaincies like the wind. You have to keep a consistent captain. You can't keep changing the captaincy. You've got to change. If you look at the IPL teams, the ones that have kept a consistent batting lineup have done well. Okay, you can't afford to do that. Now, Rohit Sharma's had a shocking IPL so far. Mumbai Indians have only won the 1 game, which was last night. But the argument is that KL Rahul should open, and probably will stick with Rohit Sharma. Okay, those two will have to open. You'll probably put Kohli, I think, should go 3, honestly. But they've got Sky, they've got Nishan Kishan's in horrible form, Punt's in pretty good form. So they've got to keep a stability there in their team. But they've got to give Umar Malik a go at bowling. He's bowling sensationally. Such speed, especially in Australia. He'll do some damage there.
Correct. Norman, I'll take your permission to leave. I need to dry out my son. I don't know.
All right, Brian. Thanks for joining. So you're in the Philippines until the end of the month. Is that right?
Yeah. Correct.
End of May.
End of May.
Okay. You take care.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Norman. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.
Enjoy the Super Sunday.
Thanks, bro.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, well, it was a quick discussion. Look, I understand why Baramarani's being rather scathing about the Kohlis and the Sharmas, but you're not going to drop those two in any hurry. I can assure you it's not going to happen. So that's out of the question. So De Cox on 5, Rawls on 1, none for 6 in the opening over off the first 3 balls. Looks bright and sunny. It's actually particularly hot there today. They're located, it looks like at Wankhede. I thought they were at Wankhede, I'm pretty sure. So, direction, I agree with you. Vera's not out of form. He has been getting 50 plus scores. His bar has been set so high by him. Direct hit, I totally agree with you. I think that they've been being overly critical with him, way too critical with his batting. He had some beautiful shots. He's going to start to click soon, and he's going to scare everybody. I think Rohit Sharma's been a bit lazy looking, if you ask me, a bit mentally fatigued, perhaps. And you've got to be wary of that leading into a World Cup later in this year. But this IPL is worth so much money to not be a part of, and that's probably one of the major reasons why we have these players where they are. So, yeah, I mean, it's understandable. That's a ball well down the leg side there from, I think it's from Munn. And Punt's keeping a bit sloppy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that situation, indeed. But yeah, Mustafa Rahman and it's like Quinton de Kock doesn't always any time at all. And Delhi Capitals really, despite the fact that Lucknow decided to bat first, are in the box seat. They're batting second. That they should be able to hopefully win. Arnold Kumble as a coach, been with PPKS for 3 years. How much of a blame can we put on him for a team? To be honest with you, Arnold Kumble is not necessarily succeeded as a coach at all. Great player that he was, great wicket taker. We know all about that. But as far as his actual coaching, he has PB. The Punjab are always going to be in trouble because they tend to select badly. I mean, Agarwal's been a good captain. I think Agarwal's a good player, but he hasn't got a stable side. That's probably been the key to why Mumbai and Chennai did win over the last few years, because they had a very stable side. Now, with these two new teams coming in, that is Lucknow and Gujarat, they've come in and they've been able to put a bit of form on the board, and it's good to see. But the latest auction we had, that's certainly good. So Sakurai is coming in the bowl for Delhi. Delhi certainly have been using some good bowlers. So let's see how he goes. Delhi obviously been batting very well as well. KL Rahul's been in superb touch throughout the series. So was Josh Buttler. So was Hardik Pandya. They've all done very, very well indeed, and they lead the way. Josh Buttler's been incredible in Rajasthan Royals. He wavered a bit the last couple of games, but he's been pretty good for some time, hasn't he? Indeed. Yeah, but Delhi seem to me to be there or thereabouts quite a bit, and they need to now get their act together and sort of push their claim with a victory. They need to now really, really rise up and be able to show what they're made of, because I think there's a lot more there, and I think that they deserve to be. Thoughts on the Indian pace battery coming up? Kuldeep Sen, Robert Ashley, Jusdale, these guys are fantastic. India's got not a problem with their bowling line. It's actually their batting where they tend to have a few issues that they need to address, and address pretty quickly too, I think. They certainly have a great number of players, but they just simply are not winning enough matches when it really, really counts. And with high expectations, a bit like all expectations we have in Kohli. Is it unfair? Well, it is somewhat unfair. Our religions. What have we got here? The live preview double header, isn't it? There we are. I can be able to go in there and sort that out. It is somewhat of a India. I keep saying to people, they must keep stability in their sides. They cannot continue to keep mucking around with their team structures. They've got to be able to have that. Okay, so the direct hit saying that Gujarat Titans, Rajasthan Royals, Lucknow Super Giants, and the four teams still able to go. SH, PBS, PBKs, no, I doubt they're going to come in. DC, yes. RCB to a lesser extent. So I would argue it's going to be GT, RR, LSG, and I'm going to say DC, but it will depend on how they go. Well, that goes today. I've just got a feeling Sunrise Hyderabad are going to fall away. Don't know why I'm saying this, but I think they are. PB's gone. RCB, I don't expect them to do well, I'm afraid to say. I just seem to have this mental, I don't know what it is. Is it unfair of me to say that I haven't got this? With Du Plessis, he certainly has helped them out greatly. Okay, there's no doubt about that. Helped them out greatly indeed. And that's a great positive, as a matter of fact. So, but yeah, I'd say Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals specials, they're through. Lucknow, on a day like today with Delhi Capitals, they're playing against, you would argue they are in with a good chance, but they are likely to go through. SRH, if they continue playing the way they have been, they'll be through as well. But I'm tending to see DC in there as the one that can make the fourth spot. PBKS has gone, in my opinion. RCB will struggle. Can I join you? So is there a link for streaming? Look, Direct Hit, I don't know who you are, so for me to get you to join, I have to know you more than just simply getting you on the show. So you're saying you're from Direct Hit, you need to go to my Instagram, which is at Norm Koch, and send me your details who you actually are. So you can see my Instagram there at Norm Koch. Not Norman Koch, at Norm Koch. If you want to join, you can join, but you've got to go on there, and I've got to have someone inkling as to who you are. I can't just let you jump on with all due respect. I'd love to, but we'll get you on that way. Okay? Yes, you got that point. Okay. And what's your name, for example, Direct Hit? I mean, your name is obviously not Direct Hit. So, Tobias, my aunties here. Norman, why is they're not picking McDermott and Jai Richardson? Well, Jai Richardson's had injury problems. That's the main reason why. And Ben McDermott, despite being very, very good, is also a little bit up and down. Direct Ariane is your name. Okay, I'll look out for you on Instagram. Yeah, Tobias, as you know well as I do, we can't. Australia a bit loath to change the team too much. Ben McDermott will eventually get in there. So I'm from Bathinda in Punjab, India. Okay, well, we'll see. Come on and talk to me there. Yeah, so look, I would argue that you have to give. India has to get a stable team for the World Cup. So for that matter, does Pakistan. Pakistan were excellent against Australia. Oh yeah, RNW started following me. Okay, we have to be able to judge. Now, Korea is bowling very well, although beautiful shot there from Quinton de Kock, who's given up on his international career, at least in the test domain, which bloody pity. Now, in Australia, clear favourites to win, not India. You're talking about the actual World Cup devices. Well, they won the World Cup last time, didn't they? Only recently, as in last year. And they're likely to do very well this time. But you just don't know. A Pakistan or maybe in India or even the West Indies or even, well, lesser extent England, but you just don't know how people will perform. We know the T20 competition can be a lottery on occasion, so let's see how we go. So Akshar Patel's coming on. Lucknow now none for 22 after 2 overs. With a guy like Quinton de Kock and Carl Rahul, they better get those guys out soon enough because they will take the match away from Delhi very quickly. Mind you, Delhi have got strength as well. Really, Delhi have to win today, in my opinion, to show their worth in this top of the ladder competition. They need to win today. All right. Carl Rahul's been in superlative form, to be honest with you. I think he's in really, really good form. My prediction of Australia versus Sri Lanka Test Series. Both games are in Galle, which is definitely a spinner's set of wickets. Although Australian spinners such as Nathan Lyon did well with his first Test wicket there, of taking the wicket of Sangakkara back at the time, caught behind. Sri Lanka are nowhere near a threat. Overall, their team is not as strong as they are at home. A team like England did very well there as well. 2 tests. I'm going to say 1-1. I can't see Australia dominating, but Australia did very well against Pakistan. So yeah, they should do well here too. Let's see. With Usman Khawaja on the side, I'm particularly happy about that. He'll succeed yet again. Who is a better time of the ball, Kale or Kohli? Kale Rahul certainly is currently a better time, but Virat Kohli, when he hits the ball, well, even in his 58 he scored the other night, he hit some beautiful shots, albeit somewhat slow. It wasn't really that slow. Direct Hit now, Ariane. I'll probably get you on another show, but not today. Okay, I want to be able to set it up so you're on the show, but we won't get you to go today. Maybe another show. Okay, Ariane. Direct Hit. Get you to go on another show. I'll look at your YouTube channel as well. So, a man who should be in the squad is Akshar Patel. He seems to have that golden touch. He can actually win matches. So, Emminger not dropped. He's playing T20 because he is important. Yeah, I don't know. He'll get there. He will be in the squad. Don't worry. Past his best 82. I don't see him back to his best again. Can't say that, Demarcus. You can't say that. Look at a person like Federer played much later in his life too. It was very wide. amongst our Patel. So we have this match here between Lucknow, who are none for 25 into their third over, with the Cock on 18 and Rahul somewhat more conservative on none for he's on 4. So the match following, Chennai Super Kings versus Sunrisers. It's an important match for Sunrise. They should want to continue winning, but Chennai could, with Dhoni back in the helmet, might just get a bit of time for them to get their act together. But we know, again, the top 10 teams, or the 10 teams, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Royals, and probably Lucknow are through. They're the 3 top. The bottom, Chennai and Mumbai are out, and you have to throw Punjab into that mix and Kolkata. So there's 3 in, 4 out. That means 3 teams are left. Delhi Capitals playing now, Sunrisers Hyderabad playing later, and RCB. And RCB missed an opportunity the other night, and they didn't play that well. You would think Sunrisers keep winning their in, but if Delhi win today and win the next game and say Sunrise have a failure, we could see Delhi back in. So Delhi have got 2 games up their sleeve. RCB's got no games up their sleeve, so to speak. They're in 5th at the moment. Delhi's on 6th. So you would imagine Delhi will go past RCB into at least 5th and potentially 4th. If Delhi win today, they will go to 10 points, and their for and against is actually better than Sunrisers Hyderabad. So Sunrisers Hyderabad lose today against CSK and Delhi wins, Delhi will go into the top 4 for the first time and have a game so-called up their sleeve behind the rest. So Delhi could win that game as well and could actually be pushing for a 3rd spot. But Gujarat's on 16. They're rampaging in. Rajasthan Royals on 12, likely to go through. Lucknow, you would think are in, but they would like to win this match. Am I feeling sleepy? Why? Do I look sleepy? Well, I've got my hair's a bit of a mess. I'm not really that sleepy. Ashwin Karthik, I'm actually quite awake. It's only 8:17 p.m. here in Australia, so no, I'm not sleepy at all. So let's have a look at some of the comments. Derek hit Miller Tuati and Namashi is the best 4, 5, 6 in IPL. I would agree. That's why Gujarat are leading the competition. Thoughts need to invest in Henry Hunt in all formats. New Zealand doesn't. Henry Hunt's still a way to go, Himanshu. Direct hit. CSK management are confident that CSK can have a turnaround under MSD. Does Jolly get his form back after the captaincy? I think he will. And MSD will certainly sort them out as well as captain, but they're not going to make the semis. Whereas a game like today against Sunrisers is a bit of a danger match for Sunrisers because CSK might come back into a thumping level of form. All right, so we've got Lalit about to bowl his 2nd ball. So Delhi will run the bowling changes. Oh, that was popped up. Almost lobbed back to the bowler there. The ball did hold its line a bit, and it did pop up. Haven't seen a lot of Lalit as a bowl. We'll just see how he goes here. And it's been popped over mid-off. And there's a 6. That was so easily hit by KL Rahul. He barely put any pace on that shot, yet it rocketed over the boundary. It was amazing. He played it beautifully. He lofted it, and he did really hit it hard. In fact, he hit it with one hand. Unbelievable timing. Careered over the boundary for 6. These 2 are deadly dangerous. Delhi have to win though. So that ball was short and wide, outside leg stump. It was hoiked by KL Rahul. My God. Riley Meredith bowled well in this over. Should get a chance to play in the World Cup. I don't think you're going to see Riley Meredith go in front of a number of the Australian bowlers. No hope. Australia will win this Test series against Sri Lanka easily. I don't think Sri Lanka beat in Australia. At home, you just can't say that. But yet after having played at Pakistan, and Khawaja and the like batted very well there, and the bowlers handled it well. Yeah, I think Pat Cummins has been rested from the T20 period of the series over there in Sri Lanka. Yeah, he'll be rested and ready for the Test matches. Yeah, I agree that Australia will do well. Riley Meredith, Manchu, you've got a rating on him. I haven't, I'm afraid. Oh, well, there's Rahul's hoiked one that's straight as well. Has that gone for 4? Where's that gone? They're not racing the field. So none for 37 after what is Versely Flow whacked it straight back at. Oh, that Lalit had an opportunity there to catch Rahul. Khawaja to carry his form first. Yes or no? Absolutely. Direct hit. I think you're going to see Khawaja perform well over the next couple of years. He's making up for lost time, and he's our best batter at the moment, in my opinion. It was far too short from Lalit there and has rocketed to the boundary. They're 41 after no time here. Lucknow. The bowling of Delhi is quite ordinary, to be honest with you. I'm quite disappointed with their bowling, actually. None for 41 with De Kock on 23 and Rahul on 15 in no time. Both of these players seem to be rampaging ahead, for sure. Let's look at this. Just looking at the actual situation here. $54. We have to really. Why? Okay, people are saying Gujarat Titans are playing like Aussies in the late 90s and early 20s. I think so too. Why Aussie side not pick young players and try them to do it well? Oliver Lutkins, they have done that somewhat, but they just changed the lineup somewhat with the Pakistan tour, which has done very well. But earlier to change it dramatically. I think they're on song. I think there's too many issues with the way that they're doing things there. Let's get this up again. So Shardul Thakur's coming on. Always delightful to see Shardul come on. We never know what to expect with him, and it's usually good. Let's be honest. So Lucknow Super Giants LSG is none for 41 after 4 into the 5th over now with Shardul Thakur, who is potentially a wicket taker. A lot of time for him. Great player, Shardul Thakur. Really should be a mainstay in the IPL, not in the Indian side as an all-rounder. Short format. Oops. Wasn't meant to go there. George Bell has a big task. He does. Australia must groom young openers. Warner, age 36. Quaid's going to be around for a couple of years, so his spot's there. Warner, yeah, I can see your uncertainty. But yeah, Henry Hunt and Bryce Street, they might well, but they haven't really done enough yet. I'd put Jason Sanger in front of them anyway. Why the heck is Punt trusting Lalit? I know some Axo and Calder kick officers. Yeah, that's true. It's a bit of a weird selection. Lalit doesn't look that much. He's been hit around quite a bit, actually. Let's have a look here. So, none for 42, 4.1 overs. Shardul Thakur is the answer. He's a very good bowler. Very plucky type bowler. Oh, hello, that's gone nowhere where it should have. Is he going to be caught? Yes, he is. There we are. As I said, Shardul Thakur's come on and taken a wicket. He's just got rid of Quinton de Kock and his second ball. That's a big wicket. Shardul Thakur threw it wide, knew that de Kock would chase and didn't get over it. Very wide and very poor shot. There's certainly a good catch here. Yes, good catch. Shardul Thakur again has this knack of taking wickets. Very impressive. Caught Lalit, bowled shot. Shardul Thakur. 1 for 42. Huda comes in. Rahul still there. That's the key. Nicholas Puran's been KKR, hasn't he? So, not as good as he should be. LSG, chop and change, middle order, so much no stability. Still doing very well, though. Oliver Lufkins, if Will Putkowski is fit, I want Putkowski to play next to each other. Would they want to quite hit play 5 or 6? Travis said, I'm not a big fan of him, to be very honest with you. Pekoski's surely got the talent, but he has to stay away from those head knocks. He said anywhere up to a dozen head knocks, concussions, serious concussions. You know, won't be a sec, guys. I've got a mother calling me. Let's see what she wants. I'm live. I'm live.
Thank you.
I'm live. Guys, I'm back. Just getting a little drink. Really got to get a drink. Should I have apple juice? Right, mix it here. Mary and Harry made an impromptu visit today. We had Barama Arani a bit earlier. Direct hit, categorically. Tim Payne will never play for Australia again. It's very simple. Come on, Henry Hunt scored. Shield, and yeah, they're getting there. But Jason's saying there's a true captain material. So yeah, I'm saying a fan. Quinton shakes his head. He was tempted and he played the shot. You can only blame yourself there. Shardul Tuckle coming on again after his brilliant first few balls. Well, that was very wide. Not sure what he was playing. That one's a big fat wide, actually. There's rocks and diamonds with Shardul Tuckle. Mainly diamonds, though, to be honest. Tim Payne's career has Carey, Philippe, Inglis. Inglis is probably the top of that little bunch that you just mentioned there. They're saying there's a 50-50 chance of Capitals winning this match. It was a good delivery. Calroy Hall just prodding it on the ground there for a single. So the team of Dream 11, they keep on like this Dream 11 team doesn't. Zanrit Norge injured. I'm only guessing he is Aswin Kelly. That's the word. He's out. And if he's been replaced fully by Tom Curran, it must be an injury substantial enough for him to be taken out because it's not based on his ability because he's a great player. Yes, it must be an injury. So I like these double headers. We should have more and more double headers, shouldn't we? Huda seems very. There's got a bit of Rahul about his batting, to be honest. Shardul Tuckle's first service finally came to an end, an 8 taken on, but he also took a wicket. So there we have it. Wankhede Stadium, right there on the water's edge, not far down the road, is of course the Cricket Club of India. Will Mitch Marsh come into form today? We love to watch him back. Well, let's hope he does. He's had enough COVIDs and what have you. Why Australia not giving a chance to Josh Phillip at top order? He hasn't been consistent, to be honest with you. They give a chance to Ben McDermott. I think he's been more consistent. Josh Philippe, really, Josh Inglis should be the one to go first in that order. So, who have they got to follow? They got Kunal Pandya coming in a bit. Stoinis is there as well. They have a few batters to come, Lucknow. Kara Hall still there, and Mustafa Sur Rahman's come on the bowler, Bangladeshi bowler. And the back foot square drive there for a single. 1 for 50 after the run rate's still pretty sound. Certainly is still sound. And the game changes, of course. Butler is still at the top there with Chahal, Russell, Rahul, and Kuldeep. Yeah, Butler and Rahul certainly. Chahal, look, he needs to be placed in the Indian team. Kuldeep Yadav, my God, he never gets a chance, does he? But he still performs well. Mustafa saw none for 7 up 1.1. Oh, Hooders guided it down through the slips for 4. Not a great shot, but good enough. Tabash's final work, Jason saying, trust me, he'll be in the Australian side. For sure. At some stage. They've got an umpire on the edge of the field here, about to bring out another ball. Oh, he's just square leg, is he? Square leg walking into with the bowler when the bowler bowls. That's unusual. DC should play with Tim Syfe instead of Lally. Yeah, perhaps they should. I thought Australia needs to remove Smith in the T20 World Cup. I would have agreed with that. They need to give a chance to Josh England, Tim David, and Samson. I think you're right. Would a steady at this point. It's very big ground one today. It's got this one too of a ball which just clipped into the leg side there. I'm interested to see how Warner and Prithvi Shaw go when they get their chance. They both need to really step up today because I think Delhi need to win this without any further doubt. Delhi definitely need to win this match. Yeah, they've got to definitely win this match. And at this early stage, do I know Chloe Amanda Bailey? Yes, I do. And I have talked to her a number of times. When she's available, she will come on. Okay, so that's the plan. Ashwin Karthik, I've actually asked her, and she'll come on at some stage. I even asked her today. Chloe Amanda Bailey's in Sydney. She's not a big YouTuber. She's more of a Twitter person, actually. Lucknow are going along relatively smoothly. They've just finished 6 overs of 57. They're just under 10 and over. Yeah, Jason's saying there's captaincy of Australian material. I don't just mean the short format, I mean in the test format. And I think you'll see him. He was Australian under 19 captain, he's New South Wales captain, he's in his early 20s. He's got the credit to be there within the next, he should be there now, but in the next couple of years. Mustafa Rahman is bowling a lot of slow balls in his over, as low as 116 Ks per hour. He's bowled 3 of his 6 deliveries, in fact, 4 of his 6 deliveries at that pace. Virtually 5. Actually, it's only the one that he got 137, so one was about 17 Ks faster than the rest. Good old Mustafa Rahman. He's, Bangladeshi opening bowler, and he's been able to keep his head up high for Delhi Capitals. It's good on him. Okay, Ashwin Karthik, who's going to win this year? I think Rajasthan Royals. As long as Butler continues to play at his level, I think Rajasthan Royals have got it. That's my thoughts. But then a Gujarat or a Lucknow could come through as well. It'll be Rajasthan Royals versus a Gujarat or Lucknow, I think. Delhi, they've got the potential to do anything, but they've got to start now, and they've got to start quickly. RCB as well, also unlikely to get through. The rest, the PBK, S's and the Kolkata and the Chennai and Mumbai are already gone. That's what I think. So I think it's probably going to be Rajasthan Royals. And there's some sentimental value with Shane Warne, of course, having passed away this year. The first year of the IPL, 2008, was the year that, of course, Shane Warne was captain and coach of Rajasthan Royals, one of the very first year. And some 15 years later, on his death, he'd actually win that one. Would be rather fitting. Not that we can expect him to play it that way. Now, I don't forget anything about averages. Jason Sangha has got the qualities. He's got a number of centuries against touring international teams. When it most counts, he proves himself. When he scores big, and that's a test quality. He's the sort of guy that if he batted as did Marcus Harris, who batted 14, 15, 16 tests without scoring a century, Jason Sangha would have scored several in that same period. No doubt. Rise to the occasion, so to speak. Akshar Patel, solid as a rock. Never forget the time that he got the English out so cheaply in the Test series in India. Amazing bowler. He's a good bowler. It's very difficult. My least favourite team in the IPL. I'm not a fan of Sunrisers Hyderabad. I just don't know what. Probably when Warner was there last year, it made me feel pretty awful about the way they played. Not a big fan of Sunrisers. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of the team. That's just me. Having been to watch Chennai play in Madras or Chennai itself, but watched Delhi Capitals play or Delhi Daredevils, they were then, and also have seen Mumbai in Mumbai. I think that's from Srigar. So my biggest fan base was really for Kolkata Knight Riders by far. So Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, and Delhi have been four of the mainstay teams, and all good. Lucknow and Gujarat looking good. Punjab, I have a lot of respect for them. Rajasthan Royals very much more in favour of them, but I've never liked Sunrisers Hyderabad. I don't know what it is. Something doesn't sit well with me with him. Devas he improved a lot. And she'll just get off Jason Sanger's back. He won't let me prove you wrong when he eventually does play for Australia. When he does, will come in. It'll have a Khawaja-like effect. When Kuldeep Yadav was coming on, it was an attempted foot stop there, which didn't quite work, and Rahul's just smacked a fall. Was right in the zone there, and again Rahul effortlessly hits the ball, rampaging back straight past the bowler. Rahul's in the T20 squad for sure for the World Cup, and could well lead his LSG team to the final of this. It'll be the performances of a Rahul or a Butler or a Hardik Pandya. Those three will be one of those three will be the winning captain of the IPL this year. They're three that have probably been a little bit ahead of everybody else. Sunrisers had a good little patch in the middle, but I think they're not going to continue on that same vein. And then RCB and Delhi should be up there. They're not. And Punjab's not there at all. And Mumbai and CSK have been found out. Another four. This is Huda this time. They're racing away. LSG are looking at a massive score here. 1 for 70 after 7.3. Kuldeep Yadav isn't bowling badly, but he's been whacked. These two guys seem to like his pace. His location of the ball just outside off stump. Should Huda and Rahul to the ground so far. One for 71 off 7.5 is very, very, very commendable scoring rate here. Yes, it certainly was a good scoring rate. Let's go back to the game. Where are we at now? Who's this? People saying they want to meet me, but they're sick. I won't meet them if they're sick. Will India select Umran Malik in a World Cup? Yes, Sharath J, definitely. I should take Mitchell Stark's batting lineup. I think Mitchell Stark's talking about people who passed their best. I think he's passed his best. Sharath, yes. Umran Malik will be a bolter, I would say. Got the strategic timeout, which is just basically time to advertise, isn't it? So, guys, when you make comments on the live chat, I appreciate that, but also make comments in the main body of the video post it being published, which will be straight after the live. Rabbitohs versus the Broncos. That'll be interesting. It's not been Sunday. It'll be next week on Thursday. In fact, I'll try and go to that game. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th will be the 5th of May. Then a couple of weeks later, we've got the election, which will be a very busy period for me. And then until late May, we'll be recovering from the election, and then we'll move into June and mop up the rest of the election. It'll be done. Then I'll be free, probably to go for Sri Lanka in July with a bit of luck, my mother permitting. Which batsman in the world at the moment? Which batsman in the world? Ashwin Kartik, say that again. What are my favourite batsmen in the world at the moment from each format? Is that what you're saying? Usman Khawaja, by far and away, Test cricket with Babar Azam and Joe Root. Would have to be Test cricket. For T20, if you include the IPL format, Josh Butler by 100 miles. The 50 over format, well, there's a bunch of players probably similar to the Test group. I still have Virat Kohli up there. Ashwin Kartik, that was my answer to that. Did you hear that? So again, today is a double header Sunday with match 45 in process now between Delhi and Lucknow, followed by match 46 between SRH and CSK. I've just said that at the moment. I did talk about that. I would say Josh Butler in the T20 format before. ODI, still think Kohli's right up there, but Test cricket-wise, clearly Usman Khawaja, Babar Azam, and Joe Root are up there for sure. There's Justin Gaethje, there's some boxing going on, a whole host of things like that going on for sure. Yes, interesting little developments here and there. Yes, we'll wait and see on that whole aspect of how that goes. Please do a live session with Steve Smith, Ashwin Kartik. That's something which will be pretty hard to do while he's playing. He's generally not somebody who gives that interviews, but he's on the streets of Coogee all the time, so I'll see him there, and I've had my moments with him. He's not a bad bloke, actually. Talk about Australian cricket culture. Well, that's after him being captain during the whole sandpaper gate incident, I think, and the so-called arrogance that was in the culture for a long time, that hubris, the word is hubris, HUBRS. There was a fair bit of that going on, and I think they've tried to get rid of it, and hopefully they have. Hubris, there we go. Rahul's just motoring away. He's on 26. Huda's on 25 in a hell of a hurry as well. 1 for 79 up to 8.4. Still running at 9 to 10 and over. There we have it. 1 for 80. Rahul 27, Huda 26, I think it is. And Lecoq got 20 odd 2, I think so. There. Will Australia defend their World Test? T20 got cup final. I think the title, only having had it for 12 months, they'll be pretty keen to defend it still. And let's be honest, at home, the advantages of being at home, you'd think they would have a good chance. But Australia not known for their well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Australia are very well known for winning World Cups, and they probably will have every chance of winning at home. And if that is the case, it'll be quite a record to have upheld, but we just don't know. T20 format is a bit of a lottery. We know that victories can go all sorts of different ways. Schedule release for Australia Cricket Summer 2020. Not exactly yet, no. When is Banter Corner next episode? The Banter Corner is on every Wednesday. The 4th episode will be on Wednesday, 8 o'clock my time, which is 4.5 hours to India. That's some 3:30 p.m. your time in India, or in the subcontinent primarily, and then around the 11 a.m. in England. It says Banter Corner. The gig, Greeks, Italians, and Germans. Well, all Australians really, but yeah. So the schedule for 22-23 hasn't fully come out from test series. They're still trying to work through where do you live in Australia? I live in Sydney, Coogee Beach, Sydney, Australia. And Coogee, you have Dave Warner, you've got Moses Reeks, Steve Smith, Shane Watson. They're all pretty close to here. Michael Vaughan often stays here. Ben Cunning's girlfriend stays here. I don't know what's going on there, but are they married? I've got no idea, but there we have. Was it an unusual shot there? I think that was Rahul. I think he slipped. His foot lost grip. Tells us about the popularity of cricket in Australia. It's obviously huge, still huge, and they respect all formats, but they are obviously very keen on Test cricket, and we respected the Indians the way they played the previous season, the season that they beat England quite successfully. Now, Australia's popularity is not nearly the same as the subcontinent, but it's still right up there. There's a lot of big call it. There seem to be like to be taking him to task. Hood is certainly batting well. Got a strike rate of 130 plus to all bowlers at this point. That was catchable. Punt's not happy. 1 for 87. Looks like that's gone for 6. Well and truly. Is that Rahul? I think it was Rahul. Yes, the score. He's on 34. Hood is on 32. Coley was very expensive. Not even 2 overs. He's already gone for 25. They've taken him very, very early. No worries. That's what I'm here to do. I love taking questions. No problems. So 1 for 93. They get another 6 and they'll be virtually 10 runs and over. They're going to, Lucknow seem to be ready for a mighty big score. Mighty big score. They're at Wankhede Stadium. Lucknow going to get close to 100 off the first 10. which means this is the last ball to finish off 10 overs exactly, and they're 93, so they're heading for a massive score. They'll run over at least 9.3 at this point. There's a single there, so 9.4 is the run rate at the moment. How far is Steve home from your place considering? Very close. Pat Cummins is in Bronte. I'm in Coogie's right next door. Warren lives in Coogee. I think Morrison lives in Coogee, Bronte area. Michael Clark's in Bondi. He's floating around there. Steve Smith's in the same area. They're all over. Very, very close. Moses on Reeks and Clovelly was right next to me. Coogee, Clovelly, Bronte, Bondi, Maroubra are the suburbs all around me. Within 4 or 5k radius, all those suburbs. So 1 for 94 for the 10 overs. This is projection, really. It could well be a 200 score here. I'm a cricket fan in summer, a football fan in winter. At the moment, we've got rugby league. My team, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, which if you see my posts, I follow the South Sydney Rabbitohs rugby league. And summer is definitely cricket, but when cricket falls in between, you can watch it as well. Cricket and football are pretty evenly. People tend to be quite split. Football, cricket, as in rugby league, rugby union, soccer, cricket, tennis, swimming, athletics, Olympics are all there. Outdoor sports by a country mile. What is 32? Rahul's 36. What Rahul's heading for yet another good score. So we tell there he's very, very waywardly wide. Is that? Oh, it's actually called a wide. He's not happy about that. What is Tim Payne doing now? Well, he certainly isn't playing much cricket. Married with a family down there in Tassie. He's got a role with Kookaburra, the bat making company. So he's probably still continuing that role. He's playing state cricket, I think. Still, there we are. Hooder's just hit a big 6, 102 for 1. The next 3 balls, they get 8 runs. They will be bang on 10 and over. There's a quick shot of Ricky Ponting. But it is a batting pitch for sure, and the conditions are very hot, so it does suit batting first. Hence why Lucknow decided to bat first. Wanting to put a massive score on, and they're doing a good job. They're 103 at the moment. Into the 11th over. So with 2 balls to go, 103, a 6 here or there, they'll put them into 10 and over. So 61 off 40 is this partnership between Huda and Rahul. So it's all bowling a short of a length and an easy push down to they've already taken 10 off this over, if I'm not wrong. Projected score is 192, which is massive. And that could well go up over 200 if they keep going. Match 45 out of 70. That was wayward. I mean, there's 105 off 11 overs. So still about 9 odd runs and over. 9.7 or 8, quite high. So we had 11 off that last over. Huda is 40, Rahul is 37. I haven't gone to a cricketer's house many times. On my show, I've been with Lenny Pascoe in his home, Doug Walters in his home. Well, not live, but I've been with Alan Mullally in his home. Neil Harvey, I've been in his home. Arthur Morris, I've been in his home. The home of John Bradman, several times slept overnight there, although he's passed away. It's still his house. But I've been in Neil Harvey and Arthur Morris's home while alive, and they're 2 of the greats of Australia. So that answers your question, Ashwin? How much Urella? Teague Wiley is a great player. Very early stages to say who it is. So Sakurai coming back on. He looks pretty good, but his first over did cost him 15, 16 runs. Kohli Yadav, better bowl than what his stats show today. Ashwin Karthik, if you go to a video, I'll show you Neil Harvey. Neil Harvey played with John Bradman, the only person to do. He's 93 years of age. He was the selector when he selected Dennis Lilly and Jeff Thompson, one of the most renowned players. Do people watch cricket? Yes, they do. Heard rugby is highly popular. Yeah, rugby is certainly highly popular over there. Probably more popular than cricket, yes, but cricket still does cover very well. And we'll just put a ball out over the boundary. Hooda's looking particularly good. Is it a 6 or is it a 4? I'll tell you what, the rate that Lucknow are going, they'll be definitely 10 and over. Warner will have a big task, so yeah, he's going to need to really go for it. Hooda's 44th, 25. Rahul's 37. So Hooda's certainly taken charge here. 109. Explain Kolpak deal. Okay, Ashwin Karthik. I don't. You tell me what you think the Kolpak deal, Ashwin, and I'll tell you whether it's right. How about that? I've got a mother calling me out from now. Ashwin Karthik, go on Google, Kolpak, come back at me. You tell me what you think it is, and I'll tell you whether it's right or not.
Red Sox. So, and then also it gives me up to my blood pressure for my 90. Here and that's like and that question. My 90. That's what I say. Isaac Court.
Yeah.
He's very
Okay.
But it's not back there. It's got two big.
What?
Is it bad?
Just wait a minute, please.
No, I didn't do it about out of bed.
Just
Bed.
it's enough. Sorry, guys. I'll just leave there for a sec. Okay. Yes, Kolpak deal states that the players belonging to the countries they have a deal with the. Yeah, okay. That's not related to Australia, so I don't know why we're talking about that. Most of the countries we talk about, the EU, we're not a part of the EU. England as well, not a part of the EU. There you go. So Josh Butler is at 18 He's on 44. We're on 45. So they've got 117 off 12 overs. That is extremely close to 10 and over. Next over, they'll get to 13 by scoring 13 runs. They'll be 10 and over. The 12 off runs of the last over, so they're motoring along, guys. Like now, Rahul on 44, Hood on 45. Certainly is a hot evening. Be cooler when Lucknow are bowling. Aiden Monk is the unsung hero of the IPL season. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. He's a good player, but he's not necessarily an unsung hero. Your future players you want to see in each team. And what you talk about international teams? Well, this Darwell Bravis looks like he's pretty good for South Africa. Australia, Jason Sanger. England, I'd like to see David Milan back in there. Not necessarily the youngest player, but I'd like to see him back in there. A lot of emerging players coming through. Shardul is back on. He's only bowled the one over and taken the only wicket. International, I just mentioned your favourite international teams after Australia. Oh, India, certainly. Pakistan, certainly. New Zealand, England, not South Africa, not my favourite. West Indies on the day, certainly. I like them all. So Everton 10 and over. Lucknow, definitely going to see 200 up, I would imagine. Darren Lane's 35. Okay, but he's a great player. Should be on the side. What a great shot of the ball coming towards the fence. The projected score is well over 200. 194 if they keep exactly at the 9.7 they're on now, but they're going to go over that. Oh, short ball, smacked away. What are they calling here? The umpires have walked away, about to call something. I don't know what are they doing. It's 120 on the board. It was almost a wide. But the connection was made, so it's not going to be. Without Cam Green, will win the Ashes in Pakistan. Yeah, Cam Green was a pretty important player, you're right. The World Cup 2015 Aussie team was so lit. Your thoughts on that squad? Great squad. They were in command the whole way through that tournament. That's a massive wide. Massive wide there. Shuttl's getting a bit too carried away. The 2015 squad was by far better than what we've got now. There it is, a famous Wankhede Stadium. Amazing venue. A lot of character at the venue, for sure. I want to see these two got 50s, and then I'll call the night at a night, guys. Yeah, with Kane Williamson, who's been out for the New Zealand team for most of the early part of this year, suddenly turns up playing IPL, which I'm a bit disappointed about. He should have been able to play some more of cricket for his country. And of course, MS Dhoni can't stay away from being captain of a team, can he? Yeah. In 2015, Australia had Marsh come to start because they were young. True. Who think's unsung hero of the IPL season so far? Josh Butler, even though he's been lauded upon, he still is unsung hero. The captaincy of Samson as well, from Rogers and Rolls, by far. Faf du Plessis was certainly up there as well. Is he in? Yeah, he's in. Faf du Plessis' captaincy, even though his team's not playing that well, has been very commendable indeed. So 122, 12.4. So let's see, this run rate's dropped ever so slightly. And it's over. That's a massive wide. Shardul Thakur's bowling a truckload of wides here. He's got 2 balls left. If they can get a 6 or a 4, 2 4s, it's not, the run rate's just jumped above what it was. It was 9.71 at this point. In 2015, Stark was unstoppable. That's 7 years ago, Oliver. 7 years ago. Almost 7 years, a long time ago. Stark's not unstoppable now. Why does Australia cricket didn't use? George Bailey is the chairperson of selectors, the chairman of selectors. He was also captain of Australia at one stage. He's the chairman of selectors. He's got a huge job. It's a very significant job indeed. It's another 4. Slow ball, spun a bit, but then it was smashed away. Virtually on 10 and over here. Rahul hit a magnificent 4 there. He's got this one ball now to bring up a 10 runs per over rate. It's on 49. That was woefully wide. That was woefully wide. On 28, this ball, I was dragging out. In fact, is 11 off the over. And the projected run rate is 100. Score rate is 199. Virtually 200 now. Why is Kane preferring? I feel like playing. He was injured. He was injured, but he took his time getting better. In 2023, the World Cup, Australia should give a chance to young players like Cam Grant. They will. Tim David, perhaps not. Josh Inglis, they will. Trevor said yes. There's Rahul. Rahul's just scored his 50. Another 50. He scored 2 50s and 200s in this series so far. Butler's hit 3 centuries, mind you. So they're 129 off 13 overs. Virtually 10 and over. 12.9 and over, or thereabouts. No, sorry, not 12.9. Very close to 10. With their hair, 9.9 something is the run rate. Amazing. Going along swimmingly well. Rahul's on 50. He's got 7 overs to get another 50. Can he do it? I think he can. And he can accelerate freely now because they've already done their job. Tempo has 0 centuries in his test career, yeah, but he was a good player. So most 50-plus scores in the IPL 220. Josh Butler's got 6, 3 being centuries. Rahul's got 4, 2 being centuries. Warner, Markram, and then Sky's got 3. Rahul's got 4 now, behind Butler, who's on 6, which is indicative of where they are positioned in the comp. For sure. They got the 50 or 35 balls too, by the way. So if they get 11 off this over, they're going to be exactly 10 and over. It's a nice on drive. Through mid-wicket. Wood scoring a single. It was actually Rahul a single. Look at the progression that's scored there. Where are we? 3 here. Pranesh is giving me a thumbs up. I'm not sure why. Esther is there, so let's quickly look at opportunity. A live preview at 76. I'll tell you what, Stokes needs to find some young talented cricketers if England want to be the best of all. But they're going to bring back Anderson Broad, and rightfully so. Cricket is highly popular in India. I know that Ashwin, Steve Smith, Glenn Maxwell, Australian Cricket Centre is a high vantage pace. I certainly do, and so is Warner. Okay, 131 for 1, 3 balls, kind of wasted here at the moment. Three balls to get 9 runs. Can they do it? I think they can. Where's that gone? It's gone for a single. Good over here from Sakurai. He's gone for very few. 9.66 are on rate, so they've dropped off a little bit here. Let's hope. Quarters got to break the shackles of this 50, and then we'll see him, I'm sure, escalate. One for 132 off the 13.4. They're heading for 200. James Anderson, age is 40. I know. When is he career type? Seeing on some young fellas. Yeah, but James Anderson's still behind off. There's his 50. I'm going to check it, but I think there's a 50 here for Huda. Clapping before they actually call that not out. I'm sure it's not out though. Both batters getting their 50s. Let's see when he's not out. He's so home it's not funny, and how that umpire even bothered to send it upstairs is beyond me. I thought Anderson playing saw 50 plus 80 could well do so. So Huda's on 50, Rahul's on 52, 1 for 133, with only a ball left in this over. So Sakurai bowled well that over. Only had 5 hit off it, which in the scheme of things is pretty good. Peg them back somewhat. So 50 or 32 balls for Deepak Huda. 1 for 134. And we're pretty damn close to ending this show. I think we've had enough broadcasting here on, and I think we'll be able to let these two bat. Looks like Lucknow have done very well. Position themselves nicely here for their. Delhi's going to really pull their finger out to get anywhere near this hurdle. You would argue that Delhi are going to have trouble doing that. Yes, they certainly will. With Chennai Super Kings following. Looking pretty good. Like now hovering that late 9 mark, which would be more than enough. Oh, it's 9:15. I think I'm going to call it quits now, guys, after a long time. We've got Kunal Pandya about to go in, well, next in. And there's the ball's been hit, it looks like, to the boundary, not quite. Rahul on 54, Huda on 52, 1 for 137 into the 15th over. Butler's Rupe on the go. He's leading, whatever that means. Rahul's second, Shaw, then Warner, then de Kock. But Rahul certainly out there with Butler in terms of leading his team. I just think it's a big task. Who can they pick for 4 in the World Cup? They have Head, Marnus, no. McDermott, maybe. Head, no. Can Man United finish in the top 4? Probably can. Possibly can. So Huda's looks like, and Shadul Thakur was taking another wicket here. Always taking wickets is Shadul Thakur, and hitting runs too, by the way. So Huda's out for 52. So the third ball at the 15th over is dismissal. Review of it. Let's have a look what's happened. Full ball. It's gone. It's because it's a caught and bowl. I'm guessing it's a caught and bowl. The ball's definitely gone up Let's just see if we're looking for a caught and bowled, because it's certainly, yeah, it's gone up. Has hit the ground. Ronaldo or Messi? I would say Ronaldo anytime. He's out. Caught and bowled shuttle. There we have it. No strategic timeout happening. Who have they got coming in the bat? Stoinis. There we have it. A bit of excitement there for you guys. Michael Stoinis coming in the bat. Hell of a good red hot go, wasn't he? I stopped it. All right, guys. Who wins England versus New Zealand Test Series? Where is that being held? In England? Then I would say England. But it's hard to say because England are rebuilding. But I think with a man like Ben Stokes at the helm, I think you've got a certainty that you got some, definite push there. It's happened in England, so that means I'd say England. That would be my initial thoughts. All right, guys, we're going to say goodbye. So the game after this will be, actually, as you can see, match 45 there. Delhi versus Lucknow happening now. Lucknow well and truly on top. And the next one, Sunrise HYDERABAD versus Chennai Super Kings. I'm predicting Chennai will get up on that one. Bit of a shock, and Sunrisers will fall away. So that's my predictions. Double header. I've been on for an hour and 46 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Baram Marani coming on. Harry and Mary, impromptu as they were. Talk soon, guys. All the best.